Defensive side of the ball. Obviously, we talked about the Jamari Lyons injury early on in the show today. Nick, what else can you share about the defensive line from the scrimmage?
Yeah, I think defense, to me, I'm cautious. Whenever I say something positive, I think we run with it because I rarely do, right? So I think the defense is going to be significantly better than they were last year. I really like the portal additions they've made. It was not just getting, I think, quality depth, quality players, but getting veteran experience. I think the one that I'm most drawn to and think the highest of right now is Asa Turner. I mentioned that, how having his veteran leadership and the way he plays, he comes downhill. He's not afraid to tackle. Played last year in 7 games. He made sure to only play 4 in the regular season, but then playing with, after 2 surgeries on his right hand and playing with like a club on his left, still not afraid to hit people. I think he's going to be huge for the secondary. I think TJ Searcy needs to have a big year. I've really enjoyed watching him progress because when he came in, I thought this is just a guy who plays on 3rd and 7 or longer. And he really has developed himself into a guy who I think can play 1st through 3rd downs.
Okay.
You're going to have to figure out some depth, and how to replace Jamari Lyons. We kind of talked about that a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
But I think Jason Marshall's playing back to kind of the freshman level that we saw him at. I think Devin Moore, if healthy, is the best cornerback on the team. And Jordan Castell, it's kind of like you kind of take your lumps when you play 680 snaps as a freshman and you have some freshman moments, but now you are a sophomore only on paper in my mind because you are much more of a veteran than a sophomore. And I think Florida has made so many improvements. I think Ron Roberts comes in and helps, but also the linebacker room. I was trying to think earlier today when I was like this confident in a Florida linebacker room. And I know that they're young and they might make some mistakes because they're young. And like it's Shamar James, who's a junior, and then a bunch of really young guys. But I think those really young guys are super talented with Pup and Childs and Miles Graham. I'm probably having to go back to like when Jared Davis was in the linebacker room. Yeah.
Jared Davis and Tony Morrison.
So I'm really high on Florida's defense, and I think the biggest thing for me will be, can you get pressure? And that's a staple of Ron Roberts' defenses is affecting the quarterback and getting turnovers. 2 things Florida did not do last year, and that's going to be a huge factor for the defense. But I'm very high on Florida's defense this year.
I like that. We could use them this year, right?